In the mountains of Appalachia, Granny, Grandpa, Mom, and Dad had some mighty strange quirks that acted strange when certain things happened. For example, when an owl come around and perched in the tree close to home, they would run it off, thinking it was a sign that someone would die in the home that very night. And when a storm come up, Pa would drive his axe into the stump the direction the storm was coming from. He said that it would split the storm in half, making it go around us. What my dad does is he gets all upset when someone points at his crops. He tells it kills the plant. Now, why would anyone do these strange things? Did something happen to them to warrant these actions? In today's video, a viewer submitted story explains that his grandmother had a quirk and then explains why she did this. So sit back, relax, and let's see what her quirks was and why she did them. Appalachia, the mountains are like no other. From its rigid terrain, beautiful wildlife, to the people that live their lives here, to the strange, unexplained stories that folks share. Join me while I share this amazing place, one story at a time. Back when I was a child, every time a storm blew in, my grandmother would walk to her old wicker rocking chair in the corner of the front room. She went and sat down and then had me crawl up in her lap and say, "Oh Lordy, Lordy, oh Lordy, Lordy, oh Lord." She was truly afeared as she could be. As long as the lightning flashed and the thunder rolled, she would hold tight to me, not letting go, even for a second. She would not get up till it passed. I never once questioned why. I was just used to it, as it happened every single time. One day, long after she was gone, my mother and I was sitting around trading stories, and I related about how she always had this ritual during every single thunderstorm. Mother explained why. Now folks, it's at this point I must tell you, you're gonna need a box of tissues, for the rest of this story is truly sad. Way back in 1907 or 8, when Granny was but a little girl in the mountains of Kentucky, she was best friends with Dory Bell, a girl about her age. They were inseparable. One day, Dory Bell was out playing in the field with her pa while he was working with the plow. Out of nowhere, a storm blew in, catching them both off guard. Dory's pa stopped plowing, unhitched the mule, and yelled for Dory to come with him. she wanted to ride that old mule back home to the barn while he led it. Thinking it was a good idea, Dory's pa put her on its back and started for the barn. This would be the worst mistake. He would regret it every day until his death. While walking along, he heard 2 explosions and was knocked off of his feet, and he hit the ground, stunned, unable to move. He kept calling, "Dory Bell! Dory Bell!" but no answer was heard. When he come to himself and could finally move his arms and legs, he got to his knees. He looked and saw Dory Bell and his old mule laying there on the ground, motionless. He went to check them, and sadly, both were indeed gone. They had been struck by lightning. He checked himself. He too had burns on his body, and his hearing was very muffled. He ended up losing most of his hearing altogether. This is why Granny never lost her fear of storms. Years later, when Granny was in her last days, she was bedridden and sometimes was not herself. She would call out over and over again, "Oh, Dory Bell, my precious Dory Bell." When Ma explained this, I then come to understand why she feared them storms so. I felt so bad for her grieving that she still called to old Dory Bell way back in her childhood days. Now, folks, we see why sometimes our elders and parents had some strange fears and did some strange things. We never know what one has seen or experienced. So take time to think to yourself before judging others for their fears and beliefs and strange actions. I want to say a special thank you to our awesome brother, the Alligator Horse, for submitting this awesome story of his grandmother and how she tried to protect him by holding him in her lap during every thunderstorm. Folks, I appreciate the story, and it really related home, and it gives you perspective that not many think of. When Grandma and Grandpa and your mom and dad acted mighty strange during storms and old wives' tales and things, because they'd experienced something that made them so true to them. If you, like Alligator Horse, would like to submit a story to have read during a live stream or made into a video, you can send it to Myers Tales of Appalachia at gmail.com. And we'll talk to each other about your story, and we'll see what we can get together. But, folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to this submitted story. I appreciate you listening. I love you to pieces. And I'll see you next time.